Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Friday Groove Day. I hope you are all doing good. And I'm so excited because I have Pat and through a colored lens storyteller with me this morning. Or actually, is it just more? It's just in through a colored lens now. Do you
Oh,
still
is
use
it?
the storyteller?
Oh, I don't know how that happened.
Well, this is Pat. And I'm so excited to have Pat on. Hey, everyone. Good morning. Hype Flowing. Hey, Katie, Moonchild's World. Hope you are all doing well. Hello to any lurkers out there and for those watching the replay. So, we're going to kick it off. I wanted Pat just to talk a little bit about herself, about her channel, and before we dive into something special we want to share with you. So, take it away, Pat.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever time you see this. Yes, the storyteller part is there in the chat anyway. Um, I have a little channel, doesn't have a lot of people following it, but it's a it's a special flavor, let's put it that way. So, I have some stories there and some little vignettes and take a visit, see if it suits you. I have fun with it, and I'm not big on counts, but because I just like sharing some stuff. What else is there to tell you? Years ago I used to do journalism, so I'm really practiced in writing, and every journalist wants to be a storyteller anyway, right? So um, I feel like I'd written every angle on everything that was in the news over 25 years. And like a lot of people during the pandemic, I was like, I'm done. And and then I picked up where I left off, and I'll explain a little bit more about how this came into being later on. I hope I've said enough. Probably not, but I hope that's
Well, first of all, you need to talk about that fabulous art behind you because I know that
Oh, yeah,
Flowing
sure.
mentioned it, and I meant to say something before we came on. That is gorgeous, all of the pieces.
Well, the ones on the door are my daughters from kindergarten. First of
Oh
all.
my goodness! Well,
Uh,
tell her she was a professional. Like, I mean, look at that. That's beautiful.
yeah. And this one is by an artist named Jan Berube. She has some works in the National Gallery of Art in Ottawa, because I'm in Toronto, this is Canada. And the story about this is, believe it or not, I found it in a thrift store. I was
Really?
just like you, drawn to it, and
Yes.
like I had to take it home. I
Oh,
just
what a
had to
great
take it home.
find.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is really, really cool. I like it. What a great
Mhm.
background.
Yeah, I
Um,
really like it.
I can't believe I like totally skipped over this spot. We have to get our goods going here. So everyone grab your coffee, your tea, whatever your favorite beverage is. Let's get that going. Pat, you have to show your fancy tea kettle.
Yes, I'm having cold and flu tea.
I love that. And
Yeah,
what kind of tea is it you're drinking?
it's called cold and flu. It's one of those loose leaf things that you get at tea shops where they blend and make. It's got berries in it and all kinds of things. And that new uh, flu bug is going around, so
There's
I'm
always
just
something going around. I mean,
yeah. So I don't have it, but I'm just drinking that tea to make sure I don't have it.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Yes, flowing. It's mug time. So this is the one that I have today. I haven't used this one in a long time.
beautiful.
This one says, "Dear world, thank you for this. Your smallest of." It would help if I put my glasses on. I like to pretend that I can see things. Dear world, thank you for your smallest of moments that bring the greatest of beauty.
Oh, that's
Isn't
fantastic.
that beautiful? I actually bought this in Sedona. I was in a crystal store. And as you were drawn to that painting, I was drawn to this mug. And I
Nice.
typically use this as my tea mug, but That's why I
I
don't bring
got
it
you a
up.
mug.
You
You remember
did. Yes, I use it. I
the
actually use
glass
it.
inside the glass?
Yep. Yep.
That's a
Yep.
nice
Yep.
one.
It is. It absolutely is. Um, oh, thank you, Katie. Yes, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Much appreciated. And I have Pat's information listed below here, this video in the description. So please go follow her, subscribe to her channel, and send her some love. Let's give her some love.
Thank you.
So before we dive in to see what messages Spirit has for us today, I want to share something exciting that Pat now has on Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and put it up right here. Her book.
Yay!
Hey, Be Still and Know. Hi, Susan. So please, I already got a glimpse of it and got to read some of it. This is you just have a way of telling stories. Before you dive in and tell us about this book, how did you get into wanting to tell stories? Was it something that's always been in you, or is it something that like what tell us what is the secret there, Pat?
I came in telling stories. When I was young, I used to tell my sister and I used to share a bed. We were very close in age. And I would tell her stories, and she would always just really listen, like at bedtime. So it's not a thing I ever thought about. It's just a way that I am.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Beautiful.
that stuff goes away. Actually, when I first started university, my first major was English. But, things got interesting, and I was picking up all kinds of different majors. Uh, and by the end, of course, it was very useful for journalism because I knew a little bit about everything because I was picking up economics and all this kind of stuff. But my heart was still with English, and I did return to a degree in English. So it's been an ongoing thing. And of course, I love books. I love
Mhm.
reading. I love reading. I love reading good books. And so I'm a reader. I'm a
Mhm.
reader, and it all goes together, telling stories and reading. And I'll tell you, if I may, how this one came to be. Uh,
Please.
I had been on a project to do a compilation of some of the columns I'd written over a 10-year period. I had decided I was going to pull some of the most sort of eternal columns out and put them into an ebook as a kind of commemoration of all those years of writing. And in the process of doing that, this title landed like a bird on a branch in my brain. I tell you, the story is
Oh,
the title came before the book.
I love that. And I love
And
how
what
you just said that too. You have such a way with words. The title came to me as like a bird on a branch.
it
That
really
is
was.
so beautiful.
And it just was, like a prompt. It's like my writing guides were like, well, you're a writer here, write something about this. And it's a challenge because, like, what title is this? Tula laid down her gun, right?
Hmm. Well,
So,
tell us what is the basis of the story? Like, let's just give a little synopsis.
well, that was the challenge. Now I have to make a story to go with this title.
Right?
and and so I sort of tried to begin to put something there. And at first it was this ferocious creature because she has a gun.
Hmm.
And eventually it became the story of more like a heroine's tale, a kind of uh, but with magical realism. A character who is forced to leave her home because her mother is threatening her life, basically, pretty much in a blackout, the
Hmm.
mother. And she ends up escaping and going across this lake, which she's warned not to go across. Her father says, don't go there. It's at the edge of their property. But she goes across it and ends up in a different kind of magical land. A little bit like sort of Alice in Wonderland in a way, but uh, not so cute. And she ends up working in this bar, uh, just a everyday person kind of job. And she
Mm-hmm.
meets the bar owner's son, who has a dream to sort of save his world and make things better, because there is a malevolent force that keeps people scared, and sort of their life is not always safe. And
Wow.
so she ends up sort of joining his movement, but something terrible happens. Something very, very strange happens along the way, and she ends up having to take the lead.
Okay. All right, guys. So you have to check this out. I'm going to put the link. It's on Amazon
Yes. In ebook
for
and paperback.
for $5.99. Now that's a steal. $5.99. The Kindle's $4.99, and Amazon in there like super low. Oh, it broke it up here. Let me
Oh,
see if I can. Even if you just put the title in of the book, it will come up
yeah.
for everyone. I don't know why Amazon gives these like. It reminds me of the CVS receipts. Do you all have CVS in Toronto, or is that just in the US here?
The drugstore?
Yeah.
No, it's there. It's not here.
Okay.
We
Well,
we have others.
CVS, you buy like a stick of gum, and they give you this receipt that will go all the way to the moon. Like it's
Yeah, I've heard
insane.
about that.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. So that's how I feel about
Amazon?
yeah, with their links. So here, I just created a bit.ly link. Let me copy that.
Oh, that's so smart.
Um, hopefully it works.
Thanks, James.
Aw. Okay, so there's the short version of the link. Let me see if
Smart.
that works. Yep, that should take you there. So this is for the book. So thank you, Pat, for sharing that. I'm
Oh, thank
definitely getting a copy of it, even though I know I got like a little bit of the information that you sent me, but I want to support you and make sure that we get, let's all support.
thank you
Five
so
ninety
much.
nine. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's self-published. I tried to find a publisher, tried to find an agent, and I just got impatient. The other thing that's so mystical about the story is I think it's 30% my intentional writing and
Hmm.
70% allowing the story to flow through. It was very interesting at times like that, because there were times when I was writing it, and all my whole thing was, I want to know what happens next, because sometimes I didn't know what was coming next.
Yeah, that's exciting. That is
It was
exciting. Look, you already have a sale. Katie
Oh,
says her
bless
book
you,
will be there
Katie.
tomorrow.
Bless
And
you.
Flowing has added it to her cart, and Jay
Thank you
has it
so
on his wish
much.
list. So, yeah, that's exciting. I, I I always say I know there's a book in me, but the patience of writing a book, that's a whole nother thing.
It's not an easy thing, and I had to
No.
eventually get the help of a friend of mine who's a life coach to be accountable.
Hmm.
And for anyone who's trying to write a book, what I could suggest from my own experience, set yourself like a goal word count per day or per week, and make it accessible. And if you exceed that, at least you're hitting your goal. And don't quit, just keep going. It took me 10 years to write this.
Yeah. Wow. Well, good morning, Arlene. Good to
Thank
see
you,
you.
Katie. Hi,
So
Arlene.
yeah, it takes time, and it takes patience and dedication.
Dedication and
Yeah,
believing that you'll get to the end.
absolutely.
And what I
Absolutely.
did was I set a word count. So I had that kind of a goal. I didn't think I could write a novel length because I'm short storytelling anyway. So I set a novella length goal. So this is a novella. It's not
Hmm.
like a long read, but it was an experience, let me tell you. And the feeling of accomplishment of finally completing, you
Oh,
know?
yes. I hope you celebrated yourself.
Um, I may have. It was a little while ago. As I said, mysteriously, I saw June 6th on my calendar, published too. I don't remember putting it there, Sonia. I really don't.
Wow.
But this, I saw it roughly 2 months or 6 weeks prior. And so I reread it because I hadn't looked at it for a couple of years. It kept calling me, publish, publish, publish. And when I reread it, and of course, fixed some things, I was impressed because I hadn't seen it for a while. So I was separate from it. And
Hmm.
then as I'm reading, I'm like, wow.
That is so exciting. Hey,
Yeah,
Gerald, good morning.
Cash
So
is here. I'm subscribed to him. Hi, hi,
well,
Jane.
this is going to be fun because you also have your own oracle cards that you created, your word cards.
Yeah,
So we're going to see what messages come up for us today with Pat's cards and whatever cards I choose here. Katie says, I am working on a novel and a deck of oracle cards. I got bogged down in publishing aspect before I got there. Too much focus on the future and not in the moment of what I can do now. Great
yeah.
point, Katie. That happens a lot too.
She's so artistic, Katie,
Yes, Gerald, I asked her that. See, Gerald is on the same page I am. The real question is, how did you celebrate yourself?
I I just sat with the feeling of the accomplishment, and I sat with the feeling of I'm in a new sphere of my life, because now that I've self-published, I have other stories lined up, including some romances, by the way, because apparently romance is a thing.
Mm.
But with my twist on it, because I ain't no romantic. And I plan to put those, because they're short. Years ago, Sonia asked me, Pat, do you ever plan to publish your stories? And it's like the short stories I've written. And
Mhm.
I, um,
That would be awesome. I think you really should do a book of short stories.
you planted the seed. You know how
Hmm.
that goes. So I
Yeah,
thank you for that.
yeah,
Yeah,
no, for sure. Listen, Gerald says he's subscribed to your channel as well.
yeah. Oh, nice.
Beautiful. Okay.
And in case if we do have time, I'd be happy to read a short bit from it to
Oh, that'd
keep
be
it
awesome. Yeah.
in case.
Let's dive in. Maybe we'll do that like in the middle. We'll take a
Yeah,
little
something like that would
pause
be
and then that would be awesome to read an excerpt. So if anybody
just
else
a,
jumps
yeah.
on, then they'll know.
If that's okay, I would be happy to do that. And
Yeah,
here
no,
we
I would love that. So let's see what messages. Oh, I already have two that jumped out here. I'm just going
Mhm.
to draw three cards for us to work off of. Oh, there it is. Oh, flipped over. Okay. So we have gratitude,
Oh, beautiful.
flexibility,
Oh, beautiful.
and connections.
Oh, beautiful.
So go ahead and draw three cards. I'll draw three cards and we'll see what message comes through. Um,
Oh, wow. That's wild. Should I show you what I had?
yes, please.
Okay, the first one that came was take a chance.
Huh. Mm-hmm.
The next one that I got was breathe.
Mm.
And the third one, this is interesting, ambivalence.
Ambivalence.
Yes.
So, how would you tie those in with gratitude, flexibility, and connections? What message comes up?
Gratitude, flexibility. Well, take a chance, be positive. Take a chance and be positive, uh, through gratitude. Breathe, of course, means that you give yourself a chance to be flexible. And what was the third one?
Connections.
Maybe there's a feeling of a little bit, do I want to connect? Do I not want to connect?
Hmm. Awesome. Um, so I'm using my little happy yoga cards, yogi cards here. For gratitude, I have this one here that says, whoever releases the old has the best conditions to receive new possibilities in their lives. And so, what comes through for that is that we need to be grateful for what we already have. When we're in that place of gratitude, it opens us up to new opportunities, new possibilities. And so, being in gratitude and being flexible as well in all of it. And this one says, not all of us can do great things, but we can do many small things with great love.
Yes.
So it doesn't have to be anything big, being flexible in the different things that we do for others, right? Again, and you've all heard me say this before, you don't need to have this huge platform, right, to reach the masses. It's all about, it could just be one person, and that is something that's huge. So whether it's big or small or in between. And then with connections, I have, and then I also wish for you that your heart is always louder than your head.
Oh,
So
nice.
isn't that beautiful? So
It's
in those connections with others, it's all about that heart connection, right? Checking in with your heart connection. And it's the heart that speaks volumes. So that's that message there.
it's true. It's so true. It's so true. The heart is really, that is the seat of the soul.
Hmm. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else we get here. Yes, exactly, Katie. One soul at a time is huge.
It's huge.
All right.
Beautiful.
So we have challenges,
Aha.
clarity,
Clarity. Love it.
and wellness. So challenges, clarity, and wellness.
Yeah. This is actually, if you hear me in the background, this is me when I'm listening to your Fridays and the words are coming up and they're hitting me like that. So I'm just giving you the live version of how it is. Um I love your coffee chat. It's food for my soul.
Oh,
Uh, it's just one of the best times for me. I'm because of my late sleeping habit, I rarely catch it live, but it's like it just so resonates. It's so powerful. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm glad the messages hit. Um, it just feels good to be able to share that with everyone, especially kicking off the weekend, right? Because we've had a long week and it can be exhausting. So just some positivity for a Friday to kick off the weekend, and that just feels right. It feels good.
And then when you start channeling, prompted by those words, I hear so much more. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm a fan, obviously.
Aw. Thank you. Well, it goes both ways. I'm a fan of you as well. So
Thank you.
what'd you get there for challenges?
Oh, challenges. I got make amends.
Mm. Yes.
Um, and
Clarity.
then I got rest. There was
Mhm.
clarity, and I always forget the third word because I'm old people.
Wellness.
What was it?
Wellness. I'll start putting
Wellness.
them here. I'll do this to make it a little easier. Challenges.
Wellness. I got roundabout. Maybe rest was with wellness and roundabout was with clarity. Could have been like that.
Mm-hmm.
So challenge was make amends.
Mm-hmm.
Clarity was roundabout, and wellness is rest.
So what message comes through for you with that?
Well, sometimes it's hard to go back and say, I did some crappy stuff and I need to make it right.
Mm-hmm.
And clarity sometimes is what we desire when we can't see things clearly, when things are kind of, roundabout, when really what we desire is to be able to just see the thing precisely. It's clarity is a blessing. And of course, with wellness, rest is a big part of what can help us to get well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, too, what just came through is in order to gain that clarity, a lot of times we just need to allow ourselves to have that rest. And because when we're in that chaos and things are going, crazy, you can't figure out. It's like this, they're showing me like this smoke, like this fog, right? And you're just kind of going like this and you're trying to go through and you're trying to figure things out. But once that smoke clears, you can see your way. You can
Yes.
see what direction you want to go in. So when it comes to challenges, it's about taking that time, just keeping still. You see that there's no chaos or anything that's around her, but she's able to keep still so that that clarity can come through. And through that clarity, you can start building. This is the Adams card of building. You can start building towards the goals that you want, but keeping yourself, your mind, your spirit, everything well. Right. This is the purity ice card. I also consider this as my clarity card as well. Taking that time to rest so you can see which direction, what the path is, as you see the horse there trudging through the snow, which can be difficult, but that movement of moving through and moving forward. So it's important to keep yourself, to be able to settle so that you can gain the clarity. And that's that message there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Gerald says, and clarity helps with boundaries. And indeed it does, because you become more clear on what are the boundaries that you want to set. And that is so important, especially when you're trying to reach your goals, because you're going to have all different kind of things coming at you. And like you set the boundaries for you to write your book, right? You were just like, okay, this is what I need to do to accomplish this goal. And these are the boundaries I'm going to set around this goal. Hey, Liz, good morning.
I live.
All right, let's see what else we get here.
Love clarity. Yeah. It's so freeing.
It really is. Okay, I actually got four, but I'm going to pick three here so we don't overcomplicate. I have growth, I have passion. I love these two together, passion and play.
Oh, wow.
So we have growth, passion, and play.
Passion and play. Tarot Tash said, be passionate about play.
You have to. Are you
Well,
heading out, Flowing?
I just have one card to go with that.
Okay, have a good weekend. Go
Thank you
ahead,
for
Pat.
having me, Flowing.
What's your card?
Be mindful.
Ooh. And so what does that say for everything?
Well, it speaks to me about growth, actually. That sometimes in the experience of growth, we have to pay attention to where we're going in that need for growth, and that
Mm-hmm.
is being mindful. Being mindful also means being aware that we are growing. Pay attention to what's happening, and there's a need to be still to be mindful sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If we're always going, there's not the environment for that mindfulness because we're just in the doing.
Yeah. And also the mindfulness ties in with the passion and play as well.
Yes. Yes.
Being mindful, we want to learn how to be more passionate, especially when it comes to playtime, right? I like what Katie says here. You have to play to honor your inner child, find your joy, and hang on. And it's so true because life, let's be honest, life can be really hard and difficult, especially in these times and everything that we're experiencing. For
True.
growth, I have forgiveness. um, we have to learn how to forgive. This is part of our growth and part of our process. When we hold on to things that we're not forgiving, whether that's of someone else or even ourselves, it puts us in this real stagnant space. So learning to let go, look how freeing this person looks right here. So learning to let go and transform, right? Become that beautiful
Wow.
butterfly, that transformation. Be passionate about the transformation that's taking place so that you can play and have that inner peace. And look, you got two little fishies swimming around there looking like they just want to play and have fun. So learning to really be in that space. And this was my fourth card, actually. I read it was the
Oh,
acceptance.
wow. Yeah.
So
Powerful.
learning to accept um, where you are right now, where you are and how things are. And when we're in that space of accepting, then we can allow ourselves to push through and move and get to that next level of where it is that we want to go. So that's that message right there. Susan says, true. If you make a delight out of anything, it makes the rest of the noise go away. Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Delight. Yeah.
Yeah. And Liz says, let go. My
Yeah.
baby girl is leaving next Tuesday. Big changes.
Yes. Wow.
Oh, Liz. Yes, yes. Oh, my goodness. Sending you lots of love. I know that must be
Oh,
a
hi,
challenge.
Sharon Type.
Hey, Sharon. How are you?
Nice to see
Hope
you.
you are well. Okay. Let's see what else we get here. Yep. We have communication.
Mhm.
Yep. I got two here. Rest and grace.
Oh, rest.
Yep, that's the second time that's come up. Communication, rest, and grace. Thank you for posting that, Sharon. Yes, please, thumbs up. As Sharon says, thank you, big hugs. All right.
Ah, such good words. I'm a wordsmith, so when I
I
see them,
know you are.
I just like they're so powerful for me. Beautiful. I got two for this. When
Okay.
communication came up, the first word that came up was yes.
Mm,
And uh, also reflection, self reflection.
self-reflection. Okay. And
Very
how does
important.
that tie into a message for you?
Well, communication, yes means to agree to keep going forward, basically. Yes, I will open myself to, what's available, what's coming at me. But this to me is very, very important. Um, if I'm not taking the time to be looking at my behavior, my motives, my actions, then it's not really possible to have growth.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And and to take ownership of how I'm sort of moving in the world. Because we're always looking out, the eyes look out. It's very easy to see and to decide what someone else is doing. But
Mm-hmm.
whatever we see and decide someone else is doing is really a reflection of how we are perceiving the world and to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, for communication, I have blessings. Um, Communication is such a strong blessing because there's so many different levels to communication, right? It's communicating with with your people, with friends, with even with strangers. It's communicating with your spirit team,
Yes.
learning that gift of communicating and being open, because this is how you set your boundaries. This is how you tell people, I like this, I don't like this. This is how you share kind words with others. Unfortunately, it can go the other direction as well, but the more that we take that communication and use it for the positive, in a positive way, it can be very productive. um, the magic is the other word that I have. I have
Oh,
a
love
rest.
it.
So I have magic and rest. And magic is, in tying all of this together with grace. And then the last card I have is friendship. So when we take in the magic and with friends and communicating, it's bringing in that grace as well, doing it from a kind spirited way, right? With our friends, with family, there is a magic in that. There's a gift in that, in helping others. So being mindful of the words that you're using. I like how you said that you're a wordsmith, because words are very important. My daughter used to have this teacher that would always say that your words are like a tube of toothpaste, because once they come out, you can't shove that back in the toothpaste, right? So you want to be mindful of what words you're using when you're communicating with others. Make sure that you're coming from a place of grace. And when you're feeling like these words are not going to be impactful, or that you're feeling you're coming from a place of anger, right? And you might want to lash out at someone, that's where the rest comes in. Just take a break, step
Take a
back, step back, because once those words come out, they're already out. Like that toothpaste, it's hard to get that back in the tube. You can't really get it back in the tube. So being mindful of the words that you're using, especially in friendships. If you're mad at someone, just take a rest, step back, um, allow yourself to process and work through whatever it is that you're going through, so that you're not going to say something that you regret. So that's the importance of that message there,
Yes.
because we've all been there. I know
Yes.
we have.
There is as much power in silence as there can be in words.
There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. We'll do a couple more. And then for those of you that may just be joining, in the beginning, Pat shared about her new book, that Tula laid down her gun. And so we're going to have her read an excerpt. That's a, bleh, got tongue tied around that word. We're going to have her read from the book.
Thank you, Sharon
So,
Sai.
yes, and there is Pat's channel. Please subscribe, send her some love, give her some love.
Mhm.
Okay, we have comfort.
Nice. Oh, great.
Oops. Uh-oh, too many cards falling down. Oh, look what came back out again. Clarity.
Love that word.
Yep, you did say that. And the word said, okay, I'm coming back out again.
I love that you love me. I'm coming back.
And we have integrity. So
Oh, wow.
comfort, clarity, and integrity. Here we go. So whenever you're ready.
Okay. When you pulled comfort, immediately after, I had be kind to yourself.
Hmm.
And when we are in that uh, way of being kind with ourselves, we feel comfortable. I think you feel more sort of at ease.
Mm-hmm.
And when you had clarity, health came next. So I guess it's a kind of health. When you're able to see clearly, you're not in the fog. There's
Mm-hmm.
a spiritual, mental, emotional health with clarity. And when you said integrity, trust came up.
Yeah.
And I love the word integrity. You know, it has all positive meaning for me. And it comes with boundaries. Your integrity is about holding your principled boundaries, and that in you engenders trust in yourself. And when
Mhm.
you present your integrity, people will also trust you.
I love that you got the word trust because I did too. I have here, this is the animal cards, the deer. Trust your instincts to guide you through this situation. So
Mm,
take comfort in learning how to trust yourself, right? To
mm,
trust
yeah,
your instincts and get clear on what that is for you. What does it mean for you to trust yourself? How does that feel? What does that look like? The more that you learn to really trust yourself, it becomes automatic. So here with the links, with using discernment, right? Getting clarity, look beyond the immediate appearances. So getting clear on how that whole process works for you as you stand in your integrity. And that, I got the Black Panther, that's my spirit animal, following your passion. So taking
wow.
integrity in what that is for you. So we already talked about passion earlier as well, and having that play and that passion, but also having integrity in all of that. So yes, yeah, you got that right, Katie. Katie says our trust has been attacked a great deal the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Has it ever? Yes, indeed.
Integrity is one of my favorite words. I love it.
Hmm.
It's a principle.
It is.
Principle, I call them guardrails. They tell us what to do when we're, leaning away from being honorable people. It's like
Hmm.
lean on your integrity, lean on your honesty or whatever your principles are. But it's one of my favorites.
And get comfortable in that, right? Because a lot of
Yeah.
people sometimes sacrifice their integrity in order to either maybe like fit in or to, feel like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. And no, you really have to stand in who you are as an individual and be very comfortable with that. That's one of the reasons why I coach women on confidence, because as women, a lot of us sometimes we feel like we need to accommodate, right? That feeling of needing to take care and accommodate, and sometimes sacrificing our integrity in the process. And so it's about learning that you can still be that person and helping others without having to sacrifice who you are as an
Yes.
individual. And that's crucial and very important.
Yeah. As Tarot Stash said earlier, boundaries. Those are your
Yes,
that's your integrity.
absolutely.
What will I accept? What will I not accept? And yeah, it's an important word, I think.
Like Katie says, integrity, decency, and honor are my main principles. And Susan says, my dad used to say, it's not always easy to stand for the courage of your conviction, but it's always right when done with integrity. That's amazing, Susan. Great advice from your dad. Love that.
Moral courage.
Ooh, oh, Susan, I might have to use this in a post. Yes, it is. Confidence is sexy. It is so sexy when you are able to just stand in your power and just say, boom, here I am, this is who I am, I don't give a flying you know what of who likes it or who doesn't like it. Like, it's about really coming in, and you'll find your people. Like, you may walk into a room, right? There's a room full of people. Not everybody in that room is going to like you, and that's okay. But being confident with knowing that and being okay with that, because the right people are going to flock to you. So
Yes.
it's very sexy. Yes, Katie, find your hill and stand on it. Absolutely. Okay. Oh. I had two flip over here. Ooh, we have perseverance. We have focus. Oh, and forgiveness came back out again.
Oh, wow.
So
Important words.
perseverance, focus, and forgiveness. Jay says, like the legend Bernie Mac said in the movie House Party, just be
Just
yourself.
be yourself.
Simple as that. Just be yourself.
Yep.
Okay, whenever you're ready, go for it.
Oh, okay, sorry. This came up with what was the first one?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I typed it, but I didn't pin it. There we go.
It's my old
Perseverance.
perseverance. I don't know why, but blessed by grace. I think
Mhm.
it means if you keep going towards your goal, you will be carried along.
Yep.
And then when you had focus, this came up. And when I have this, it's a reminder that all my helping spirits are with me. I know it doesn't look that way, but you can see the eight in there, that sort of eternity thing.
Hmm.
So for me, it's regardless of how it looks, they're with you. And forgiveness, I have, as it turns out, have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And for me, what that means is that relaxing, letting go, calming down, sort of giving yourself a break. And
Hmm.
forgiveness is you giving yourself a break from whatever burdens that come with, feeling hurt or resentful about something. Just
Hmm.
just have a cup of tea and let it go. Sounds simple. It's not easy, but eventually we get there.
Yeah. Beautiful. Um, so perseverance, I pulled the guilt card. It says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So
Oh,
learning to
beautiful.
persevere through those difficult times, you see that spiral, it's like that feeling, like especially with guilt, right? We have a tendency times to spiral out of control when things get heavy, and we feel guilty about whatever. Maybe it's something that you feel guilty about yourself or guilty with someone else, but learning how to persevere and move through that space and focus on regaining your pride. And this says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So learning to look at things differently, learning how to look at yourself, focusing on what is it in me that I need to work on so that I can learn to forgive myself, right? Learning how to forgive myself, because that's the success that's going to come from out of that. And look how beautiful this wheel is, right? You don't have this circle of this chaotic kind of circle where you feel like you're spiraling and then the flower begins to blossom. And then you get this wheel of success. And it says, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. And love is what's going to help us move through everything, learn to persevere and move through. And we want to focus on love for ourselves, forgiving ourselves so that we can blossom. And look, this is at the bottom of the deck. I have to show this one too. We just have to learn how to surrender, learn to surrender to
Let it
love.
go. Let it go and
Yes.
let it flow, as you always say.
Let it go and let it flow. Absolutely. I can release my need to control. So, uh, we guys, the only thing that we can control are ourselves and our feelings and how we perceive things and see things. We can't control the outer situations. We may be able to manipulate them sometimes, but we can't necessarily control them. So it's learning for us to be open and surrendering and bringing more love into the situation. So that's that message.
The beautiful
Hey,
EQ
there's
is in the
our
house.
girls in the house. Hey, Q. How you doing, friend? I miss you. I hope you're doing well.
Liz Reeves is here. Susan Dunaway. It's a great gathering.
Hmm. So, how about we end on that? Because I do want you to be able to read an excerpt from your book. I don't know why I struggle with that word.
That's
Um,
okay.
so, sometimes, certain words, everybody has those words that
I
you
know,
just
right?
can't quite get around it. But for those that were on earlier, or if you weren't on earlier, we were talking about Pat's book. This is her book here. Tula laid down her gun, and it's on Amazon right now. And I'm going to uh, put that link in again for anyone to purchase it. It's only $5.99. So let's show some love and support. And if you can just kind of preface what part you're going to share with us, so we'll have a little bit of an understanding, and then take it away.
All right, thank you. So this is uh, one of the characters in the story is named Bahari, and she is the sister of the bar owner, and she's talking about her parents who first opened the bar years before, and she says there are no locks on the doors at Bar None when Jose and I were young. No locks on the doors at our home just up the street from the bar either. How great is their love, my mother and father? They were born within minutes of each other. Mother in the valley long and father in the valley wide. They began school together. At 4 years old, they told everyone who would listen that they would marry one day. When mother grew to be a whole head taller than father, it did not change their commitment. In the valley long, mother would catch a cold, and in the valley wide, father would straight up away have a cough. Father talked for many years about the labor pains he had when I was born. He said giving birth to Jose was just as painful. They would not allow anyone to call them twins. Yet were they not twin souls? They died in each other's arms. They both became very ill very suddenly. My father developed pneumonia. That is what the doctor said. Days after this illness came to him, my mother became ill also. She became ill with a sad heart. She knew it was her lover's time, and she grew ill from the slow separation that was taking my father. She knew my father was leaving their beloved bar, the neighbors, the neighborhood, me and Jose. My father refused to go to the hospital. He said he knew he was leaving and that he wanted his bedroom, where he had shared every night with his lover, to be the place he would leave from. The doctor came every day for 2 weeks. He brought his bulging medical bag with him, but it was just a performance. My father had already decided. When he decided, my mother decided too. They moved on together 3 days before a Christmas full moon. I'm not sure if they breathed out the last one after another or together. When it happened, the bar windows flew open and a wave of roses breathed out from the bar. Roses were always their gifts to each other. They made a game of finding all varieties and all colors.
Wow, beautiful. And you have such a beautiful reading voice. Like when you tell your stories, you truly are a storyteller. So thank you for sharing that, Pat.
Thank you for
Appreciate that.
letting me share it. I appreciate that. And I know that people have also asked me, when are you going to do the audiobook? And I guess I'll have to rely on those prompts that gave me the title. I'll get to it. I promise. I promise.
Awesome. Well, why don't you pick? I'll pick one card. You pick one card to share with everyone to for the weekend.
Oh,
And yeah, look at you. Just Liz says how beautiful. Jay says how powerful,
thank you.
and EQ says we'll get it today. Awesome, Pat.
Bless you all.
Oh,
Thank
oh
you
no,
so
she
much.
actually ordered it.
Thank
She ordered it.
you.
So yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
What is this? Katie says, currently I'm reading Rise, Sister Rise, A Guide to Unleashing the Wise, Wild Woman Within by Rebecca Campbell. It's a powerful book for women. Ooh, check that
For,
out.
for me, the thing about writing this story, as I said before, is about readers. Like, I love when I read a book and it does something in my soul, you know? I
Mm-hmm.
love those books that you just, like any Toni Morrison book, for example, I just feel something from the experience of reading. And I wanted to share that feeling with others, that something that happens when you pick up a book and you dive into it and it just transports you.
Yeah,
So that's really what it's about. It's the love of reading and wanting to share that with others. Yeah.
that's beautiful. Yeah, Susan says, what a love story. And Jane has it in her cart.
Oh,
So
thank you all so much.
awesome. All right. So
Susan.
pick a card, or if you want to do two, that's fine too. I'm going to pick one of my Abraham Hicks cards so we can send everyone off on their weekend.
Oh, Jane has written a book and she says she's motivated. You can self publish, Jane.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Self publish, Jane, and let us all know.
Yeah. Do it. Just do it.
That's exciting. Okay. Do you have your card?
I do.
Go for it.
It says dreams. Dream.
Ooh. And what's the message going into the weekend around that card?
Well, dreams transport us, they inform us, they excite us, they puzzle us. They have a lot to offer. Allow
Mm-hmm.
yourself to experience that. Dreams, dream.
Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid, like Spirit's saying right now, like even dare to dream, right? I think sometimes people feel that um, they're scared to see where the road leads. So Spirit is like, move towards those dreams. Jane, move towards that book. Get that book out there. Um, for anybody else that has a dream, don't give up on your dreams. Just keep going. And it can be rough at times, and it feels you feel depleted at times. You also feel like it may not happen. But as soon as you let go of the idea of having your dream, you generally give up right before things were about to happen. So don't give up. Keep dreaming. My card is this says, I am a physical extension of creative, non physical energy.
Wow.
And the message says, you are so much more than the physical body you have come to know as you. You are source energy, and you are focused on the leading edge of thought. In this powerful now, you hold the key to allowing the source that is you to flow. The better you feel, the more you are allowing that connection. And how well does that tie into the whole dream aspect, right? That doesn't that look very dreamy, the picture as well?
Very
So
fun.
you are source energy and allowing
Yes.
yourself to be in that state of flow. So Pat, thank you so much for being here
Oh,
today. I
Sonia,
just love
thank
you
you
so
so
much, and
much.
I appreciate you being here with me. This was
Oh,
awesome.
it's just a gift, and I'm blessed to be able to share this time with you and everyone who's here in the present moment. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Be well, stay safe, and see you next Friday.
Beautiful.